live. Welcome to the Renegade podcast. I'm your host, Dashing Rogue, and I'm with my frequent sidekick, Artistic Layman.
Please welcome the mighty Governor Gavin Newsom!
The attempt on my life has left me scarred and deformed, but I swear my resolve has never been stronger.
Gee, mini Christmas. That's my life now. I'm basically under the boot of the Empire. And to make a long story short, for those of you who are not going to watch the whole fucking thing when it's live, I'm going to leave California. I'm leaving. At this point, there's no point in me being here. And it's not because it has nothing to do with. I mean, California basically has become a fucking battleground state. Not necessarily for political reasons, but specifically for propaganda reasons. We had how many people besides Larry Elder ran? 45 different candidates. So that's a total of 46 candidates, right? How many of them have actually asked for an audit despite all the shenanigans and shit going down? How many of them actually put up a fight? Legit honest question. You know? I'm of the opinion that these people are legitimately I don't want to bash Larry Elder here, but Larry, what the fuck were you doing? Like, if you're frightening the people, saying that you're you're just holding people back. Oh, you're just starting shit. Well, guess what? This election cost $300 million, apparently, just to fucking get it done. Now, that being said, with this much money, what the fuck is an audit? Biden spends that much money in like 5 seconds. Okay, that's what he does. That's what the federal government does. There was no excuse behind it. Any one of them, John Cox, you bought a fucking bear. Why oh why? If he could afford a bear, he can't afford to do an audit. I would have voted for him in the next election. Even if we lost, I would have voted for him simply because he audited. No one's auditing.
Yeah.
Nobody is doing their job.
Yeah, I don't. I guess maybe everyone's still sitting on edge for what happens in Arizona first. Which the report will supposedly come out on the 24th, I might add.
No, I'm not. Now we have two different elections we have to audit first. First, we have to audit the fucking California gubernatorial election. The governor, the recall. We have to audit that. That's the first thing we have to do. Because guess what? Apparently, you could stick a light over the frickin'. You could apparently use a red light, and you could see where they voted on. You can shine a red light to see right through the ballot. There's just way too much, shenanigans going on. Combine the fact that they found that drug addict guy, basically running around with a bunch of ballots. By the way, welcome, Armored Ghost. Gavin wins flawless victory, a fatality. Wolf win, but my avocados, but my Asian women's and soy food. God damn, are you guys gonna be like, why you bashing Wolf? Don't bash Wolf. Wolf's a good guy. I keep telling you, Dashing, to pack up his bags and head to duty pastures, but he doesn't want to go. I'm going to go, dude. We're leaving. I mean, at that point, we're leaving. We're getting the fuck out of here. The question is, where the fuck do we go? Because I'll tell you this. I've tried my hard. One of the only reasons I'm here, besides it being my hometown, is there are people who I know, and they're good people, right? If something were to happen to them, and let's say Antifa decides to, declare a fucking state of emergency, and they decide to turn, the Silicon Valley into a fucking, was it a sovereign citizen? Not sovereign citizen. What's it called? What do they call them nowadays, Luke? What do they call them?
Sovereign
occupied zone.
Or
not sovereign citizens.
What is that?
The zone. The zone of the Antifa makes these freedom zones. What are they called?
What are they called?
Yeah, occupied zones. Yeah. Yeah, the Chaz.
Autonomous zone. Autonomous zone, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If they make an autonomous zone in California, and let's say they do that. They decide from like Gilroy all the way up until like Fremont or whatever the fuck it is. They make an autonomous zone. Well, guess what? I can't stay here. I literally can't stay here because I can't help these people. I'm at this point I'm trying to do an evac strategy, and hopefully I can do a better job than Biden did. Because at this point, I'm trying to get people who are in the church, who are interested in getting firearms. I'm trying to help them get into accessing firearms legally granted. Trying to get them to the CCW, not the CCW, their firearms safety certificate, hopefully showing them where to go to get guns and shit. Because at this point, I don't trust these people. I'm getting, no-go zones, exactly. The autonomous zones, that's what they call them, right? I'm of the opinion they might do that. And at the same time, because Gavin won, I'd say in air quotes, because I don't think he actually won. I think that this election is legitimately, I don't think it's legit. I don't think there's been a legit election in California for so long, because at this point, the way the system is jerry-rigged or gerrymandered, I guess it would be, is that all of California except the coasts want to have they want to get rid of Gavin Newsom. Basically everybody who doesn't get burnt down or isn't within fire distance of the wildfires is prone. I don't know what it's gonna take. I'm thinking of the opinion that what's gonna have to happen is Silicon Valley is gonna have to burn. And last year, in 2020, we almost did. It got to the point where I couldn't go up to Metcalf Road to fucking shoot my guns. All right, I couldn't even do that because apparently Metcalf Road was on fucking blaze. Now let me see some of the chats here. No-go zones, yes, that's what they would be called. But Wolfwood and Pepper, there are plenty of free places in America. They don't just make the news like Florida Ghost. Yes, Armored Ghost says maybe election wasn't entirely fair, but you can't deny California is full of loonies. It is. It absolutely is. It's full of loonies, and at this point,
and yet they still feel.
I don't know.
And yet some of them still feel needed to cheat on their elections.
Well, yeah, yeah, and at the same time, there was this tweet. I found this tweet. Let me see if I can pull it up here. This is a tweet that I found that actually makes a lot of sense at this point in time. Basically, what the guy was saying in this tweet, if I can pull it up. Let's see. There we go. It's a light tweet of mine. Let's see if I can find it. It's not even a light tweet. There's a lot of shit that's going on. I mean, basically, what he was saying, this tweet regarding the recall was that apparently, the American people, the Californian people, Republicans basically make up 25% of the population. 25%. That's all we have. We are only fucking 25% of the population in California. They won, we lost. It's that simple. It's really that simple. And to tell you the truth, let them have it. Asgard is a people, not a place. And yeah, I've been looking into a lot of fucking films to try to get me into the mindset of getting the fuck out of here. There's always the Red October, but there's also, what was it, Thor Ragnarok? I hate to be the guy who says I look to fucking movies to try to get inspiration, but I kind of do in a lot of ways. I always look to sci-fi, I guess you could say. It's not necessarily movies. Wolford Prepper says California are full of willing slaves. You can't save a fish from drowning. Dashing. I don't have ethical solutions outside of guiding the next generation. Yeah, that's all I can do. I mean, that's basically all I can do. I mean, even fucking some of the chicks that I'm interested in, they don't want to leave. None of them want to leave. To me, they don't want to learn how to use a firearm. They don't do anything. They're going to college, which is, why the fuck would you go to college? I mean, me and Wolf were talking about Juice Boy, what's it? Political Juice, I think it was. Wolf, you wanted to get on here and you wanted to rant, right? You can just send me I'll send you an invite. Because Wolf wanted to get on here and have a conversation. You wanted to talk about it. We're gonna get him on here, if I can get him on here. 1 second. Go. There you go, Luke. Wolf, you can join if you want to. Just don't send out this information to everybody. I want to get the hell out of California now, because at this point, why would I want to? Why would I want to stay? Nobody wants to sit. Nobody, 46 candidates. None of them fucking even said, let's audit. Again, they didn't want to stand out. They just want to be good little slaves to the fucking, to Gavin Newsom, which, by the way, I guarantee you, Gavin Newsom is going to lash the fuck out. The problem for me right now is that my car, because I got hit last time, it's now considered a total loss. So because it's total loss, even though I could drive it, I could still fucking function. And it's still, I mean, everything about it works except that it's a little, beat up. That's it. It gets. I have to go register it as a salvage, or as a total loss or salvage. I get a salvage certificate because at this point I can't. I could take the money that they're going to give me, but I'm not going to take the money if it means me giving up my car. I have to hold on to that car as much as I can because that's my only way out of California. Honestly, what are we supposed to do? The people who I'm trying to help. Like, they don't understand the situation. They just don't get it. One of the kids one of the young gentlemen, the Zoomers at my church, one of them got a SOCOM 16, I think it was, or some sort of M14 platform gun. He went into the store, and they acted like he was really, really, like, nervous, right? He was very, very nervous. Yeah, I need a new chariot. What I need is a new fucking Spelljammer ship to get the fuck out of here. Because I'll be frank with you, if it gets to the point where they say you can't use this car anymore, I'm going to do everything in my fucking power to make sure that car still runs. It can be on the road and road ready. That car works. I don't care what they say. It works. It works. It works. It just has a little bit of buy damage. That's it. The notion of it being totaled doesn't make sense. Total means they buy it, but you can buy it back. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to buy back my loadout because I've been put in the gulag, apparently, the economic gulag. So I'm saving my money. My boss knows I want out of here. The boss, at this point, they've already started putting out vaccine mandates. I'm wearing a mask every fucking day at work. So what the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm literally wearing a mask to the point where I'm starting to get acne. I look like a teenager. Talk about, that we do always joke about how the freaking Dems want to have delayed adolescence or delayed maturity, I guess it would be. Like prolonged adolescence, that's the term. These people legitimately want us to go back to high school with the zits and warts and all. Legitimately. None of them want... The thing that just gets me is that why won't you guys fight? What is so... Like, they are willing slaves. I think it's the old saying in the Hotel California, you check out any time you like, you can never leave, and we are all prisoners here of our own device. Well, a lot of people are here by no fault of their own. Some people can choose to leave, but I think that 25% of the population that wants, lower taxes, wants, Larry Elder's policies, they're basically de facto slaves. They can't leave, It's really fucking sad. It's what it is.
Well, I mean, hey, Josh, I'm on. Can you hear me?
Hey, I can hear you.
As much as I rag on Tim Pool, he is right about one thing. I think a lot of them just have this mindset where they've been institutionalized from like pre-kindergarten all the way through college, where people make food for them, it shows up, and they go around and just do what they're told. And then they get older, and then they want those policies for the rest of their life. They're not, they don't have to make decisions in their life, so they don't really know how to think that way.
I agree with you on that. I think that is a legitimate... I think that's a good assessment of what the situation is, because I broke free from that. I mean, I could tell you stories, when I was in fucking one of these institutions where where I started talking about philosophy, like Immanuel Kant and fucking Rene Descartes, and they said, "Oh, why can't you just watch freaking Batman versus Superman? Why can't we talk about that? Why can't we talk about the Avengers? Why do we have to worry about all this like philosophy and shit?" I'm like, oh my god, that was like one of the first signs I noticed that things were wrong, when they were valuing things that they should not be valuing. I don't know if that makes any sense.
I mean, philosophy wasn't really hugely studied, but I'm also more technical. Like, I guess the closest to philosophy I've ever studied would be sociology, which is kind of philosophy, sort of studying societies. But like, I've only recently got into philosophy, but no, like, I don't even think they really teach much philosophy at all in school anymore.
Who said anything about school? I mean, I was reading up on this stuff. I was like going after it myself. I was like going from Plato to Aristotle and down the way and just going up to the present. That's what I was actually intellectually curious. And they kept saying, oh, why can't you just watch, what is it? Fucking oh, was it the Avengers or Batman versus Superman or Marvel versus DC or some stupid shit like that. And I kept telling them, why, oh, why? Like, oh, why is it? Like, again, they don't care about this stuff. And I don't think they can actually apply it. You know, I talk about, I think, therefore I am. Talk about Nietzsche. I went through my Nietzsche phase because everyone goes through their Nietzsche phase. And I did it all on my own. No one forced me and no one gave me a book for it. I seeked it out, you know?
That's when you say they, you mean like people in California? Like as a whole?
Well, let's just say, people who were institutionalized. So sometimes this was back in like, was it like 2008, 2009 when I was in high school, shit like that. None of them were none of the teachers cared. None of them wanted to hear about it. I mean, I didn't even get a fucking Nietzsche was a Nazi fucking thing from them. They just kept fucking saying, why can't you just be like the other kids? Why can't you just be like this? No one wants to grow out. And I'm of the opinion that if I go to Arizona, because a lot of people are saying that, oh, go to Texas, go to Texas, go to Texas. I'm going to Arizona if I can. If I can help it, I'm going to Arizona. The reason I'm going to Arizona is because I believe, and this is my wholehearted opinion, is that extreme weather is the thing that kills off SJWs. The extreme weather and the extreme climate kills SJWs.
I think what it is it's hardship and having to rely on yourself. Like, you can tell, like, in the rural versus urban divide in politics, people in the countryside are just more conservative by nature, even if they do have more socially liberal ideas and stuff. Like, growing up when I was in school, I met people who lost fingers, and, like, one kid lost his hand working on his family's farm. And I actually know a family who lost a kid to the farm. And Beckloff has talked about it on his show. He had a member of his church who lost his kid to a farming accident. And when you grow up with that kind of thing, just for people to have cheap food that they shovel in your mouths, there's a big difference in your worldview just from dealing with that. Like, some of the places I'm out here and some of the things I do, like hiking and stuff like that, I can get in a situation where I can very easily be killed. But a lot of people who grow up in the city, they don't ever even deal with that kind of stuff. It's not something they worry about. Like, there's no real hardship for them.
I mean, there's hardship for me because I literally was homeless and I picked myself up by my bootstrap in this fucking place. You know, I was able to get out of being homeless. And I was able to get the heck out of being, I want to say like a junkie or a slob or whatever. By the way, I've been sober for about a week now. Sober. I quit alcohol. I quit fast food just recently. I quit, smoking. I quit a bunch of stuff because at this point I'm trying to get ready. I'm trying to, leave and purge all the shit out of the Californian in me, if that makes any sense.
I like how you list fast food as like a vice, like a drug that you had to stop.
Hey, dude, it's not, it's a drug, so to speak. It's just that it's convenient. There are a lot of people in tech. The reason they're fucking fat is because you go to these fucking places, there's plenty of food. They literally stock the shelf full of like M&Ms and shit. Like, it is like the most, I want to say not soy, but like if you want to talk about daycare, it was like daycare. These tech companies, some of these tech companies, I should say, not all of them. My tech company, they actually make you pay for your freaking energy drinks, which I quit those, by the way, as well, because I'm starting to get like pains. I think I'm getting like hypertension because of the fucking energy drinks.
Well, if you're under stress and then drinking them, no, it's not good for you. Like,
I'm basically cutting everything out. I'm cutting everything out at this point because there's no point. Combine that with the fact that I got rid of everything. I knew that I was going to have to get the hell out there because now they're going to do a lockdown. I think they're going to do a lockdown again simply because Gavin Newsom wants to do he wants to punish people. He wants to punish people. Oh, yeah, he is.
Like, and they're going to enforce those mandates probably everywhere except for the places where they're saying they're not going to, in California. I know here work hasn't even talked about the mandate. It's like the 13th floor of a hotel. They don't want to talk about it, but that's because we're like 40 people down. So I don't think it's going to be a problem here. Indies, I think that they want to mandate at the Capitol, but they had like a hospital where a ton of staff walked off the job. So I don't think they're going to have any enforcement here after a while.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, everything is basically well. At this point, I mean, I wanted to stay simply because there are people who just who I'm trying to think of like the whole how God would basically he was going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, and yeah, I hate to make this reference, but it really it does fit. If I could find one person or five people that could that are good and righteous, I would stay and I would fight for them because at this point, none of them want to fucking take care of themselves. None of them understand that you're gonna have to take care of yourself. This is gonna become the frontier, the West again. I don't want there to be this crap, but at the same time, I have to get out. I have to start my life at this point. I cannot keep being at the mercy of Larry Elder not getting elected or Larry Elder getting elected. I mean, every 4 years, my God, can you imagine what life would be like every 4 years? Your life, like you want to talk about freaking perennial doctrine bullshit. Every 4 years, was it good times make good men, strong men make good times, good times make weak men make hard times make good strong men, or something along those lines. Yeah, that keeps happening every 4 years. I can't build my finances and my wealth if I constantly have this, if I constantly have to worry about more and more, inflation, stagnation, which, I can't do it. I can't build my life. Luke, on the other hand, he already he's 5 years older than me. He has a brand new car, which I've never bought a brand new car. I wish I could. And at the same time, he has a freaking a home. And that's awesome. Good kudos to Luke. But it just goes to show you how much of this is the state and how much of this is the people. I don't believe Luke is any more harder working than anybody else. Not to bash Luke, but I think he just did what he needed to do. He dressed up and showed up, and he had the American dream. What's up?
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah, I mean, imagine what I could do with because I'll tell you this, I'm a very industrious person to the point where like they want me to go out. They want me to take down some wireless access points at work at a certain site. They don't know how tall the freaking the ladder they need. So I was thinking I'll go just buy a ladder myself, and then you guys can either pay me back or whatever. But I'm volunteering to purchase shit to get the job done. They're not giving it to me. They want me to go out tomorrow to find out how tall it is, how tall the ceiling is, and then they can get me a ladder later on. But even then, I mean, it's like trying to be industrious doesn't help. It really, really doesn't. And I think about the 20th Century Motor Company from fucking Atlas Shrugged, where like they constantly tried to it's basically they adopted Marxist principles in the book, and everyone was working harder and harder and harder and harder and harder to the point where everything just fell apart. I feel like that's happening because people like myself, you have to give us a chance. Yeah, you have to give us the ability to own a home, the ability to afford a new car, and money. Let them have money, but they're not letting them have money.
I don't think they care, to be honest. Like, I don't think they're afraid of losing power. All they want at this point is power. They don't care if the whole country burns to the ground as long as they have it. It's left-hand path shit. That's what they're following, if you ask me. Like just the philosophy. Well, yeah, I think they're like in a room with like dark robes, actually worshiping. I think they're just following the philosophy of it. Like they don't. They're not afraid of actually being like overthrown or ousted or anything. They just want to sit back, and they want you dependent. That's why they don't want people owning homes, because people who own homes gather wealth through their generations. They're more independent. If you're financially independent, you can say no to a lot of things. You don't have to rely on the government as much. So I think all of this is really just them moving towards, more consolidation of power. I mean, it's not stable. It's eventually just going to collapse.
Well, yeah. I mean, next year they're talking about implementing a tax hike. They're going to try to make a bunch of projects, essentially housing projects, medium, I believe, housing, medium substandard housing, or whatever it is, or they're going to build they're going to make projects. Okay. They're going to start building projects next door in suburbia. They're going to destroy suburbia.
Oh yeah. And they want to change the demographics of suburbia because they're trying to consolidate more power. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
they're nakedly and openly doing this shit now. Nobody's stopping them, so I'm not really sure.
well, let me just say this: do you think that America will split up within a year? No, I don't believe that to be the case. What I think might happen is that all the conservatives who own guns are going to leave California, and all the conservatives who can afford to leave California will leave California. California becomes super majority blue. It will be nuked and attacked by the fucking Chinese or something along those lines, and basically California becomes the frontier between the United States and the Chinese. I mean, you could not ask for a better way to make a beachhead onto the mainland of the United States. I mean, let's be frank. United States basically they have the the Pacific Northwest. Most of that's been taken over by the fucking communists at this point. So, if they could very well just bring in the boats, bring in the freaking, all-terrain vehicles, and they come in and then just kill the fucking feminist, right? Shoot the guy with the glasses, kill the cuck,
Well, they're not going to
happen.
California, but yeah, California actually is probably the easiest place to invade America. The problem is you can't actually occupy America. We're too far apart, and we're still pretty armed, so...
Yeah, I mean, you could very well set up fucking, a beachhead on California soil, almost certainly, and a beachhead in the sense that it's the I don't know if you know what do you know what a beachhead is, Wolf? The concept of a beachhead, where you're basically you're invading Normandy essentially. The Normandy invasion was an attempt to establish a beachhead. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, just a point of invasion, but California probably is the weakest place to go in. I mean, yeah, you got beaches that you can actually land on. So yeah, it's probably the weakest place. It's got a lot of soft, squishy urbanites you can just go through. Although at this point, they probably just roll out the red carpet.
Yeah, they would. But even then, I think that they're going to see what real racial segregation is, because these communists are fucking, there you go. I mean, they'll probably say it's not real communism because the Chinese are racist, which to me is ridiculous because there was racism amongst Ukrainians, amongst Romanians, amongst Russians. Everyone hated the Russians in the Soviet Union because they had a privileged spot, Oh, I don't know. Honestly, at this point, all I know is I have to get out. And I'm going to ask my boss tomorrow. I'm going to ask him, is it time? I think it's time for me to leave. I can't be here anymore. The ship is down. I can't help the people who won't be helped. The best thing I could do is those who want to have access to guns, let them have access. If those who can't, those who won't even pursue it, leave them. Let the dead bury the dead, so to speak. I've been using that term a hell of a lot more as of yet because there are people who just don't want this, and you can't help them. You said that I'm basically California is basically a prison and everyone's a prisoner. Well, I don't have a prisoner mindset, so I have to get the hell out. Problem is that to get the hell out, how the hell am I going to get out? How am I going to get out if Gavin fucking basically takes over everything, or not takes over everything, locks everything down? I mean, I have to basically get everything done by the end of the freaking year. Right, I have to get everything done by the end of the year, or the end of the week, the month, I should say, to get my fucking salvage certificate. I have to get all this crap. I can't have it forwarded to my address. I just can't do it. In Arizona, I don't have that. I have to have the title with me. I have to have a bunch of crap. And Gavin did this. You have to blame Gavin, but at the same time, I gotta blame the people who voted for him.
I don't know what to tell you, Dash. And most people in the rest of the country wrote California off as the land of fruit and nuts for a while now.
Yeah. Well, I've been born here all my life. And for me to leave is very harsh. It's hard. I don't know. I mean, part of me thinks to myself, will I survive or will I die out of the test tube? Because that's kind of what it is. Am I as strong as I think I am, or am I going into the desert or going east where the enemies really are overpowered and tough? We're actually not going to they're not going to tolerate any of this Cali shit. I don't know. Rogue, you need to see food inflation. Do you see food inflation in California? Yes, I do. Yes, I have. I've seen a lot of food inflation.
At least in Arizona, I'm noticing the dollar menu is dollar menus kind of stopped being dollar menus for a while now, but they're creeping much higher than normal.
Yeah, that's $2, $3 over there, I'd imagine, for a burger. or like a dollar, like dollar store freaking, McDonald's freaking McChicken or whatever.
Yeah,
But yeah,
there's protein. Anything that's protein here, meat or supplements or anything, it's all real high here. Like to get 3 pounds of ground beef, it's what did I pay for it? It's like $10 now.
oh Christ.
Yeah, and they're running out of like frozen meats. Like it's just slowly being replaced with like the veggie meat shit that nobody buys.
Oh, you mean the fucking? I can't believe it's not soy meat.
The we're lying to you meat.
The impossible
The
meat.
The impossible meat. It's like I don't mind eating vegetables. I actually eat mostly a vegetarian diet, and I eat meat with it occasionally. But don't lie to me. If you want me to eat vegetables, just sell vegetables to me.
Yep.
No, dude. I'm seeing that over here. I'm starting to see, again, I can't save these people. I can't. And that's the thing that pisses me off. And, going back to watching fucking Thor Ragnarok, I'm like, oh, well, Asgard is not a place, it's a people. And at this point, I have to take care of myself first and get the hell out of here. Because somebody tells me maybe I have to make the first jump and get the hell out. Because, I don't want... Again, I didn't sign a suicide pact. I keep telling myself that. I didn't sign a suicide pact to get the hell out of here or to stay here. But, there are certain people who they want to stay, but they don't want to take precautions. And they have this, like, fanciful notion that God's going to save them. And, I hate to use that freaking analogy of, oh, God will save me, God will save me. A guy goes past with a freaking raft. God will save me, God will save me. And then eventually he asks St. Peter when he gets to the top of to heaven, why didn't you save me? Well, there are a bunch of people who came in and came by to hopefully save you, but you didn't take it. So I've made the decision that no matter what happens, if it gets to the point where I have to leave California, if they call for a lockdown within the next week or so, I'm leaving. I have 10 days to try to reapply and get a salvage certificate in California. If it gets to the point where they call ahead of time, I'm leaving. I'm just gonna run as fast as I can and drive as fast as I can to the border and get the fuck out. And good thing for me, most of my stuff I got rid of. Most of the stuff I have still is welcome, Gainson, by the way. Most of the stuff I have is in my room, in my hotel apartment. But I can't stay here anymore. I can't do it. The best thing, Gimson says, the best thing ours can do is flee blue states and go to swing/red states where all the migrants are being dropped. Yeah, I kind of have to reinforce you guys. That is something I have to do. And for all I know, maybe I'll meet some of the best people in my life. Best friends I'll ever make. It will be in other parts of the world. But I want to go to Arizona simply because my father and my brother live there. At the same time, I don't think there's anything there besides, opportunity. And I have to build it myself. I have to create it myself. Even if I buy a bunch of fucking land and I just, fucking Sim City the fucking thing. Or, was it Fallout, creator kit or whatever. I build it that way. Why not?
If you could still make your level of income now, you would effectively be rich where I live. Like just to give you like an idea of how overpriced living in California is.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I'm going to ask my boss if I could work remotely, period. And if I could work remotely, period, because I think a lot of people are pushing towards that now. It's getting to the point where like we go to the office every other week or every other day, I should say. Nobody shows up. We get like 1 or 2 people, and it's mostly because they don't understand how to do it themselves, so we do it for them. We repair their computers, what have you, right? Whether it be software problems or hardware problems, things that they can't do themselves, we do. But the thing is that Rogue's Fallout loadout is World War II gear. No, my loadout is actually. Let me just say this. I always have the 1911 because that's like the starter pistol. That's every fucking game out there. Far Cry 3, fucking. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I don't have World War II gear anymore. I've moved on to Delta Force era, like 1990s type of shit. No, but honestly, I'm getting out. This is my declaration of leaving because at this point I can't stay. I can't stay now. Granted, I did sign up to hopefully file a lawsuit against the fucking city of San Jose, but I don't think I could participate. I have to withdraw from that suit because, let's be frank, if no one's going to fight, if no one's going to value having access to a Second Amendment gun or what have you, if no one's going to fight it, what am I doing besides putting myself out in front of all God in the world to know that they're going to target me? So I have to leave. It's that simple. I have to run and I have to get out. What's this, Luke?
Quote,
oh, God.
Solo once said, "The first lesson of economics is scarcity. There is never enough of anything to fully satisfy all those who want it. The first lesson of politics is to disregard the first lesson of economics." And California is the embodiment of every syllable of that quote. From
Jesus Christ.
Like the
Plus,
water
I kind of want
crisis.
to go. I want to go to California or not California, Arizona, because I want to meet Razorfist already. I think that guy is a badass. I like him. I like him a lot. But honestly,
you're gonna see him in the street one day, and you're gonna go, "Yo, Razorfist." He's gonna go, "Huh?" And then you're gonna start chasing after him after he freaks out. You're gonna run him down in the street.
I think he might just ride away on his motorcycle. He might just run away on his motorcycle. I don't know.
Oh shit! It's another one. He just hops on it and rides off.
Fuck. No, but honestly, Arizona I think is the place to be because they have everything figured out. Like like they can't. It's hot places and cold places where, like, if you don't get things situated, you'll freeze your butt off and you'll die out, or you'll fucking burn up and you'll die. Like, I mean, I'm hearing people say you can't even breathe in Phoenix in some cases when it gets so hot. I don't know if I've ever been that hot, but I could survive a lot of heat. Like, me and Luke, we were walking, I think it was like 80 degrees or 90 degrees, like 100 degrees at one point. We were walking. And it didn't really affect me. It didn't affect him much either, that I'm aware of. I mean, it affected me in the sense that I no longer wanted to have ice cream. I wanted water. I'm like, I need water. I can't take this heat. I don't know how the hell you can afford, a peanut butter freaking McFlurry or something.
Yeah,
I would never, again. Go on.
The only condition is that we were in northern Arizona. Phoenix is basically it's all the heat of the desert maintained by asphalt and sidewalk.
Yeah, it's the heat island effect. Your cities are just naturally hotter. They trap a lot of heat. They produce a lot of heat. You got a lot of people around you. They produce heat. It's great. It just all piles up on top of each other. That's why in all these like sci-fi movies and games, you see all these big fans everywhere in the city moving air around. Because that's one of those things that's been proposed. I don't think it's actually been built. But cities trap a lot of heat, so you got to ventilate them a lot.
Yeah, no, I agree. DK says, I once saw a guy who looked like Razorfist when I worked in Phoenix. I don't know if it really was him or not, since I was driving and I let him cross the street. Okay. Hey. Next time say, hey, Razorfist.
Yeah.
And then if he says, just do it. I'd do it. I've been here for 5 years. I love the heat. Okay, yeah. What's up?
If he hadn't let him cross the street, I guess he could have found out.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Armored Ghost says high heat isn't that bad. You'll sweat, but you'll live. That's fine by me. I'm okay with sweating. I like sweating. You're talking to a guy who walks 5 miles a day. Okay, I legitimately walk a lot. It's to the point where I'm getting to the point where I don't even I'm getting shortages of shoes. I wear size 15. Okay, I wear size 15, so I can't find shoes, and I'm basically gluing my fucking shoe together. This is not right. You want to talk about poverty? I'm fucking very close to it. I know that next year I don't even know how I'm going to pay my taxes. I don't think I have anything saved up for taxes, to be fucking honest with you, but I don't think anyone does. Gameson says, are you going to see environmentalism and austerity coming very soon in California? They will rationalize rolling blackouts, mileage taxes, and limited air cooling as fighting for climate change. It's not a new thing, by the way. Anti-smoking laws are a cover for buildings lacking proper renovation. That might be very true. Last part might be.
Semi-related to that, the EPA is making it like where in 8 years, no automaker can sell a non-electric car in the U.S., and a lot of people are warning that all these electric cars going online is going to overstrain the grid and collapse them in places because it's just not built to handle all of that demand. Especially
No,
since it's going to be all at once when everybody gets home and starts plugging in their cars.
Oh.
Yeah, they're warning of grayouts, blackouts, and straight up grid collapse.
Jesus Christ. I gotta get the hell out of here. I gotta get back on.
Yeah, and it's also going to cause massive shortages of like base metals and stuff too to make them.
Jeez.
I mean, there's I don't want to like stress the shortages part because there could be a new technology that rolls out that fixes a lot of problems. Like graphene superconductors are looking promising, and that might force them into production. But a lot of that's not going to fix the outdated grid that's just held together with duct tape.
No, I mean, like honestly, we have a grid that's held together with duct tape, except for like the main buildings in California, or the main, I should say, tech buildings. They have like, as somebody who went out there a couple times to these buildings, they have infrastructure that's really, really solid and good, and it's designed to basically survive anything except for like anything that actually matters, like a bomb or something. But it survives everything. And I'll be frank with you, I think that if something happens, the tech companies will get the first hands on technology, not the fucking people. People are going to be segregated. They already shut off my power once, you know. Armored Ghost says Cali is at peak selling condition. Trade it for a free state. I'm going to trade it. I'm getting out of here. That's all I know. I'm going to tell my boss I want out. I would like to get out as soon as humanly possible. Let me know when you can go, because at this point, I just got to get the hell out. Because next month, hopefully, I'm supposed to get the hell out. Just go back to my freaking apartments, because we're gonna be done with this freaking hotel soon. If I can't, then I'm just gonna leave. I'm saying, okay, I'm turning my release. I'm done. 30 days, gone. But I have to get this fucking car operational first. I have to make sure everything works with the car. I have to get the salvage certificate and what have you. It still works. It's just fucking considered salvage, just like I'm considered sane, legally speaking.
So are you going to buy it back from the insurance company?
Yeah, I'm buying it back from the insurance company.
You're going to have them pay out the total and then buy it back?
Yep, which apparently I'm going to get $5,000 for it. So that's better than nothing. Like they said, it was only about. What's up?
Yeah, you should be able to get it next to nothing because it's it's a hybrid that's got a salvage title, so it's not going to be worth a lot of money.
No, that's only for me to get the hell out of California. It's supposed to, like, that car still works. It's going to work, and ultimately I'll get nothing for it, so I might as well just buy it back, get $5,000, take that $5,000, march to fucking Arizona. That's what I'm planning. With the $5,000, I could pay either Luke for rent or security deposit, or my dad for security deposit or something. And I just find a job, whether I go work at Ruger, because my brother's just trying to get me to work for Ruger, and I would love to work for Ruger. I love to work for them. But at the same time, I just don't want to. I mean, I at this point, I'm thinking just let them have it. Let them have it. Let them have it, because I think that at some point, maybe within my lifetime, I'll come back here and we will basically clear out the varmin, if that makes any sense. Or the vermin, I should say. We'll clear them out.
I don't know what you're suggesting there, Dashing.
I'm not saying we're not gonna kill them. Don't worry. We're not gonna kill. No, like legitimately. I was walking down by the sheriff's office and there was a fucking rat in the garbage can just looking at me. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is that?
Well, that's
and
dinner.
Apparently somebody's dinner, not mine. I don't know. Like there are a lot of weird shit happening in California, but I'm leaving. All I know is if I get to the point where I have to pick and choose what I'm going to get, what I'm not going to get, if I have a set date to get the hell out, I'm going to pick up stuff that I know that I'm going to need to make the journey, because I already know I'm going to need ammunition to get the fuck out.
Armored Ghost is asking me how has dating and finding waifus changed in the post-COVID world, and I couldn't tell you because I've not been looking.
Honestly, I'm gonna be looking. All I know is that I'm gonna get a lot of shit from people because I'm a Californian looking at other people's chicks. So I don't know. That's gonna be interesting for me. What's that, Luke? Why do you have a Ruger up there? A Ruger Smith & Wesson 40. Is that your gun, Luke? Oh, he's be right back. He's not here anymore.
I think he just posted it there. I don't know.
No, but all I know is that Well, apparently Mark Milley's a Mark. Is it Mark Milley? Yeah, General Mark Milley is a fucking traitor. Apparently,
Yeah, the pink hair. Although the plot
The pink-
thickens, apparently he's not actually in the military. He's in an advisory role. So,
okay, so
that
so
makes
it's
it
literally
extra interesting. It still would
so
be
he's a worm
present.
tongue.
Yeah, he's a worm tongue. Like, he wouldn't have any
Yeah.
actual power, except for supposedly he made people swear allegiance to him.
How the okay, and for what?
It's
Re-election?
no, like, swear allegiance to him, that like instead of, I guess, following some sort of, they would go to him first or something.
Oh, he's a piece of shit. Then that
Well,
right
no,
there
we know
would
he's a piece of shit. I mean, the dude's like more worried about woke shit than actually running a functional military.
Yep. And I'll be frank with you, a lot of this crap is advisors. I mean, advisor board crap. A lot of this stuff is, a lot of it's the people who are the fat. They really are the fat of the company. This HR, the fucking diversity hires, the fucking the people who don't do anything to help continue the continuation of the business. This guy's an advisor. He's literally grim and worm tongue. Like, I thought it was a general, but apparently he's not a general. He's an advisor of a general. So who's a general then? That's what I want to know.
I'm sure you could look it up.
I'm sure I could find it out there, but I just don't see it. I don't see the point. I mean, all it's going to do is make me mad. All it's going to make me do is pissed off. All it's going to make me want to do is not join the military.
Yeah, they're pretty hard up for recruitment right now.
I bet they are, and I'd probably be very good at it too. And I just don't think. I don't know. I'd have to get my ass in shape. I'll know that. I'm not in shape. I mean, this whole COVID thing. When the whole fucking COVID thing kicked off, I was doing basically like I was just gonna have a hedonistic, just drink myself and smoke myself to a fucking early grave. Didn't work, and apparently wasn't necessary. But I did get addicted to fucking alcohol. But I got out of that. I don't drink anymore. So there's that. And at the same time, I'm getting rid of all the bad crap, getting all the good crap now. But one of the things I actually want your opinion on this, because this is something I came to the realization of a couple nights ago. Let me see if I can find it for you. I took notes, believe it or not. So the globalists see everything as a collectivist, see collective as individuals see individuals as collectives. So the globalists see collectivists as individuals and individuals as collectivists. Does that make any sense? So like everything that the globalists will do, they imply the individual can do it as well. So like, you could take some guy from, Washington state, move him into Texas and everything will be better, or move him to Japan and everything will be better. Then they apply, individualist attitudes and notions about the individual to collectives, and they apply individualist, collectivist notions to individuals. So they associate. They basically, I guess the terminology would be, they make broad generalizations about people and what people are capable of. Does that make any sense? Hey, Luke, are you back?
I'm going to tell you the truth. That makes no sense to me, but I think I know what you're getting at. You mean like you know how they think you can just take somebody out of a job and plug them into some other job and they'll perform just as well.
Yep.
With some training. They don't understand aptitudes and stuff like that now.
They don't. And at the same time, they think in terms of collectives when it comes to individuals. They see they're collectivists in the sense that they use individualism as a shield. That makes any sense? So they say, how dare you speak about these individuals? And they have like this very meta collectivism, if that makes any sense. I don't know. So, Luke, I'm hopefully getting out of California. I'm leaving. This is my declaration. I'm going to hopefully get out of California before March 2022. That's the jumping off date, because I have to get out of California before winter comes. Because if winter comes, oh boy, I'm going to be. I don't think I have a car that could drive through the snow of northern northern Arizona. The winter is what I'm frightened of.
Well, if you need a place to rest your head, my couch is available right now.
Well, thank you. And at the same time, I don't want to be a mooch. See, this is the thing. I'm trying to save up as much money as I can, but the price increase, the fucking rental increase, because I already owe $500 still, and I could still pay it off to the people over time. You know, I could do that. I could easily do that. I could pay everything up. But I mean, ultimately, I just need to make sure that my salary increase stays the same. And if my boss wants me out, because my boss at this point, I've already told him I'm not taking the vaccine, and they're forcing us at this point to take the vaccine or to get tested every 3 days. And it's just going to get to the point where people say, we're either going to fire you because we don't like you, or we're going to, you know, adapt to the new normal and work from home, which I don't know why they won't let us work from home, period. You know?
I think they're pretty overreaching with the mandate stuff. I don't think it's actually going to play out everywhere. Maybe where you live, they're going to try to hammer it, but I don't think it's actually logistically possible.
It isn't. But the problem here is that we're with a bunch of slaves and prisoners, right? And I'm not a prisoner. I'm a free man. I'm getting the hell out of here. That's all I know. And, you know, I'm going to get my fucking card checked out, get it operational. Once everything's good, I'll fucking head out. March directly to the fucking border. Go pick up my stuff for my father, the stuff that I left over there. And yeah, just leave. Because I mean, I got rid of all my stuff anyhow. The only thing I have left at my apartment was a fucking, you know, 2 fans and a freaking rollout, a bedroll essentially. And that's pretty much that, you know? So, I mean, they could easily get rid of it. It's not a big deal. So what did you have something to say, Luke?
Just an idea of what a globalist world looks like right here.
Oh, what's this?
No longer a nation of independent individuals. It's a nation of some 200-odd million transistorized, deodorized, whiter than white, steel-belted bodies, totally unnecessary as human beings, and as replaceable as piston rods.
Yeah, that's basically what that is. People can't be replaced. We're not just some fucking number in your spreadsheet. We have aptitudes. We have our problems as well. Armored Ghost says Dashy needs to join the Arizona community and reinforce one of the last hopes for freedom. I will do it. I will gladly do it, dude. It's getting to the point where, given the fact that I am willing to fucking put my reputation on the line as a gun owner in California and willing to fight San Jose, the fact that I'm doing that, I'm basically a de facto defender of the Second Amendment. I basically am. I realized the other day, oh my God, I'm basically a freaking, I'm an activist. Whether I fucking knew about it or not, I fucking just subconsciously became an activist. I don't know. I mean, network classic. Yeah. I'm going to network. Absolutely. I'm going to network. I'm going to know Luke. I'm going to hopefully meet Luke's friends, hopefully meet my brother's friends, and hopefully we will fucking make it. Because I know my brother's living the fucking dream. What's up? You were saying something?
No,
Luke?
that's just it's networking here, and also from the movie Network, that too.
Oh, that's what network classic means. Okay, that makes sense. I was thinking, yeah, I'm going to network. I was thinking in terms of social networking, but be that as it may.
Yeah, there are plenty of people here trying to get businesses. I mean, I have like trees on the where I live, and every other day some new companies coming by. Hey, I'll trim those trees for you. Hey, I'll do that for you. I'll do that for you.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who want jobs, and to be honest with you, if I save up, if I could get out of here fast enough and get all the money I can get, I could probably come out ahead, no matter how much I take with me. I could probably just get a bunch of cool stuff. I got like at this point, the only thing I have are my fucking graphics cards and my electronics. You know, one of the things that I remember.
Full of graphics cards.
No, like they're more. Well, I have like 3 of them. I think I have like a GTX 780 Ti. I believe I have that. I have a couple of AMD ones. Most of them I was using them to play Battlefield 4 back in the day, but they went up in price. So I mean, I could always just take my wares and get the hell out of California and sell them over there where they're actually going to be used. That's a possibility. No, but let's see what else we got here. Let's see what else we can do with the show. Okay, so yeah, besides 46 candidates, none of them would run. None of them would run. None of them would fucking, none of them did any audits. None of them did anything. And it's really frustrating to me because, to me, that they just think it's political theater. There's my brother talking shit again. Oh, there he is. Just come work for Ruger, noob. I'm going to, dipshit. I'm going to. I mean, if it gets to the point where they fire me, I have no choice but to leave California at that point. At that point, I can't stay here. I'm going to get into debt. And the moment I fucking start taking on debt is the moment I fucking leave. Like, I cannot fucking, say, oh, I owe you this much month money rent this year or that year. No, I have to just leave because I don't even have money to fucking saved up to pay my fucking next year's taxes. Like, all I know is I'm going to have to sell things and say I was displaced by COVID because that's what the truth. I was displaced by COVID. And yeah, you can't prove that I was just not displaced, but fuck you. That's what I have to say about that.
It just blows my mind how much money you make and you still don't have anything.
It's
really just
does.
That expensive to live. Like, seriously, if I made the money you made,
you'd be living like a king.
I'd live high on the hog here. I mean, shit. I think I make let me just 25K max.
Jesus.
And
How do you live?
I have my own house for starters, although I did inherit that. So, but I put like 10, 15 grand into it. Recently redid my vehicle, so that was another few $1,000s flushed away there. But I don't think I'm going to be buying a new car the way things are going. So
it's always interesting how in the media we always get this stereotype of the working stiff as someone who's never has any free time. But in Arizona, that only really works in the Elysium paradox of California, where in Arizona, look, you can make your living and then go actually enjoy your weekend and your time off. Like, you can do that here.
I don't get the ability to do that. 60% off Ruger products for employees. I get you a position that starts at 15. You get paid to shoot guns. So I'm basically a firearm tester. I could probably do that. I mean, I honestly could. I mean, $60% off. Fuck, that's a lot. I have a bunch of Rugers I'd like to get. 1022.
Honestly, I jump on that. Getting into the firearms industry has been hard, but now since they have so much demand, they're actually looking to hire people. So,
and to be honest with you, to go from computers to firearms would be a fucking total 180. That's like going from Corpo to fucking Nomad or fucking Street Kid or some shit like that.
Market yourself to them, man. A lot of these companies are ran by a bunch of boomers that think computers are magic, so you can probably work your way in. You could be the guy who I don't know. I avoid boomers when it comes to computers like the plague. So
no, but like honestly, there is a need for people like me. I mean, I've always said that the freaking right can't encrypt. They can't do it. I mean, yeah, the left can't meme. Okay, boohoo. But the right can't encrypt, and it's actually getting to the point where it might hurt them politically. How many people would join up on Gab or any of these other social media if they knew that, let's say down the line, I don't know, some conservative who ran it, whether it be Torba or whomever runs the Blaze or whatever it might be, whatever social media oligarch would be, how do you know they're going to build their own, do the same thing that Zuckerberg's doing? Why wouldn't they do it? Except it'd be for the right wing. So, oh my God, you looked at porn. Now you're going to have fucking child protective services come out for you. Oh,
Well, yeah, they're already I mean, some of these platforms are bad because just they were the first wave where everybody got kicked off. So it was all the people who you could justifiably kick off and sell it to people. It wasn't going to stop with them, but Gab's just a shitty place to be because the people there are either boomers, trad cats that have never been laid, or wignats that unironically are still pushing all that shit.
Fucking wignats.
Oh, they're shitty. On Telegram, they're the worst. I have never seen so much illegal pornography in chat groups as the unmoderated Telegram groups. They're awful.
What about Discord?
I don't know. On Telegram, if you have there are unmoderated chat groups, and if the wignats find out about them, they'll go there and they'll start posting shit zoo porn, CP, people being killed and stuff. And I guess they're trying to make the point of, oh, well, you guess you aren't for free speech because you don't want us posting this shit. And I'm like,
that's called 4chan.
Well, no,
they're basically 4chan.
It's a lot of it's outright illegal to possess because it's it's a crime being committed. Like, the speech part has nothing to do with it. But I'm just starting to think that, like, they got kicked out of, what is it, 209 countries, or 209 social media platforms because they deserved it, something like that, whatever that number is.
Jesus Christ. That's a great way of saying it. Because, I mean, the biggest problem with the wingmat is they never grow up. They're romantic and they never grow
No,
up.
they're like the mentality of a 15-year-old. Maybe some of them
Yeah.
are 15-year-old. I don't know. It's hard to tell them apart.
Yeah, no, dude, totally. But at this point, my goal is either Arizona, Texas is the second place because I don't want to go to Texas simply because, not because I don't want to mess with Texas, but simply because everyone's going there. Arizona is the one where nobody wants to. Like, Californians who don't have a lot of money will go to Arizona. You know, and at the same time, everyone who has the money, when this is the thing that I'm scared of, is I'm scared of a bunch of rich elites basically saying everyone can work from home, go out, go east, go buy your land for next to nothing, and basically become a feudal lord. Because that's basically what's going to happen if you know, we don't get a wage increase, which I think wage increases need to happen. I do believe that, you know, we need to either get our, I say wage increases, not like increasing the minimum wage. I'm talking more specifically about there needs to be growth of the wage. That hasn't happened, and like it happened under Trump for a little bit, but not nearly as much as it should have. You know,
it'd be nice if you actually had something to buy.
yeah, no, like I buy guns. I mean, I would do what Razorfist is doing and buying, you know, classic firearms and have those specifically, you know, as hedging against inflation. I want to get a Luger. And I want to get a bunch of other shit, but I'm getting the fuck out of California. Same with Florida. Yeah, Texas is being invaded as we speak. Same with Florida. Same with Georgia. Yeah, you know, we're getting fucking migrants. We're getting Afghan migrants.
We're getting Afghan
That's what we're
migrants, we're
getting.
getting Haitian migrants. They just threw the border open, and nobody seems to have the will to stop them. I know the Texas legislator was talking a tough game that like they were going to lock down the border and shit. But I think the days where you actually don't mess with Texas was unironic has passed. Most Texans I've talked to are pretty cowardly. Like, they don't want to go to anything because they're afraid of facial recognition software and shit. So I don't have a lot of faith in Texas. Texas is going to be a swing state soon.
Well, you want to know what I think it is? I think that that's that paranoia as a result of it's the paranoia of like the boomer on the right not having any idea how encryption works or how technology works. I mean, Tim Pool, I've already said it before, he could be busted like right now because he broke surveillance laws. I'm not gonna say how, but he did. And Tim, if you want to know, contact me. I'll let you know. I'll give it to you. I'll explain to you the whole thing. But they don't understand how to fucking. They don't know how to run fucking. They don't know how technology works. They don't.
They don't know how technology works. They don't know how to be creative. Like, I was at a gun show recently, and there was a guy selling playing cards, the U.S. standard playing cards, which I like playing cards, so I went over to look at it. And he goes through this spiel, and he's like, each country has their own symbols on their playing cards, right? Of 4 suits that represent, you know, founding of their nation and stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then they goes through the U.S. symbols on these cards, and one's a triangle, another's a square, one's a circle. And I'm like, really? You know what the triangle represents?
What, Freemasonry?
No, faith.
I don't know. Faith?
You know what it could have been? 3 candles if you wanted the Trinity, or a lamp, because that would be an image from our founding, and a lamp would be the guiding light that you put your faith into. It's not that hard, and I don't get why these people, why conservatives in general just aren't creative at all. They aren't creative. They don't seem to. I guess conservatism makes sense that you wouldn't embrace new technology, but they don't even adapt.
Well, that's the problem. They don't. I mean, if I kind of want to, like, at this point, go over to fucking Ruger, get into Ruger, because I have a feeling that I could probably use some sort of like CAD system or some sort of like 3D printing and make something new, and then maybe I'll get promoted. Who knows? Maybe again, I am a tinkerer.
They already use CAD, but I think they are starting to use 3D printing more and more. I know Ruger's kind of still boomer mentality, but a lot of those people are going to be retiring, so maybe you can slither your way in there.
Okay.
I know Keltec, almost all of their prototype guns are just 3D printed, but they're using polymer anyway, so they just print something that's close to the finished product when they test it.
Right. My friend had a Ruger Mark One and sold it for $100. It was pretty much a long barrel 22, and it had a barrel sawed off. It would probably heat up. It was probably a heated gun, but you might want to keep that secret. I'm just saying, orchid word. Just letting you know, you might want to keep that secret. Back off the head gun. I am literally friends with people who employ you with Ruger. Okay, hey, if I get fired, then I will come and I will go to Ruger and I will ask them for a job because I'll tell you this, I'm already knowing I'm going to get discriminated against. That's the main reason. One of the reasons I don't want to go out, because you have to get past the desert. One. Once you get past the desert, which again, I'm not frightened of the desert anymore. At this point, I just carry a fucking jug of water on me and then just march through the desert, I'm not frightened of the desert. At the same time, just go out to fucking Arizona and, what happens. Well, I'm frightened of being discriminated because I was discriminated because I was a millennial. And, it wasn't because I personally did anything wrong. It's because millennials are lazy. Okay, that's just the way it goes.
Discriminate when back during the height of the Obama economy, I couldn't get a job because I was a millennial. I had one guy who ran a liquor store tell me he wouldn't hire me because I would be drunk or high and steal, or wouldn't show up. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that happened, and now I'm gonna be basically a Californian. So now I can't even I can't even get blitzed without fucking worrying about my job prospects. So they'd have to get to know me and I have to get to know them. And I'd have to just work, And that's assuming I can get pay and assuming they want to employ me, because if they employ me, they probably thinking they're going to employ somebody who fucking, who would vote Democrat, which I don't vote Democrat. I haven't voted Democrat in my entire life. Okay. I used to think Obama was okay, but that was only because I was, I didn't think for myself. That was before Gamergate. When Gamergate kicked off, I turned red. I immediately turned red, and I'm talking, for the R's, if you will.
The hard R's.
The hard R's, yeah, the hard fucking R's. Not the soft R's, not those rhinos. Not
no,
those
no
fucking
soft
rhinos.
R's. There's only hard R's here.
Yep. Triple X says people like that are why we have the welfare leeches. They're part of the problem. I don't want to be a welfare leech. I really don't. I mean, I've tasted what it's like to be prosperous during the Trump administration, and I remember how basic things that I wanted. I mean, I'm making more right now than my fucking father is, but I'm not going anywhere because of the fucking stagflation.
Stagflation. The bazillion dollars in taxes and cost of living.
Yep. I mean, I'm basically taking home $50K, but I make $70K. So there's something wrong there. Bar war. Be clear. Will you be voting Trump? If not him, then who? Well, it's gonna be red. It's gonna be Team Red regardless. So unless our guy is a blue.
It's not clear if Texas or DeSantis are going to be the presidential candidate. As much as I really don't like DeSantis, I think he would be the better guy to run over Trump because he speaks clearer and he doesn't have the baggage, and the media can't really make him into the same boogeyman that they've been making Trump into.
Well, let me just say this: Do you think if Trump got in, he would just lie? Like, I'm of the opinion that Trump is the guy who will just say whatever he needs to say to get in office. That's what I believe in. And apparently
Trump's bombastic. We've already learned that. Would Trump get in there and actually clean up house because he's got experience and he understands what's going on now? He's also a boomer, and boomers don't learn. So it's kind of hard to tell you there.
Well, you can't teach old dogs new tricks, right? You know that.
Ruger versus Smith & Wesson. Ruger,
yeah. If I go there, the first gun I'm getting is I'm gonna get a PC Charger. I think a Ruger 1022 Charger.
I've been thinking about it, but I'm probably just gonna use my own 22. So it's too late.
Yeah,
I've been bitten.
Bitten by what? The what?
Bitten by the 1022. Yes, the 1022 jumped off a shelf and bit me as a child, so I've been traumatized against them ever since then, and I'll never buy one. No, the 3D printed bug. Since I've designed at least one. So
Right. I mean,
I need to do it
I might
again.
do that. I might very well do that. Bar War, welcome, by the way. What do you have to say about the rise of BreadTube and Vosh? Do you think something will replace BreadTube? Are we stuck in a centrist alt/alt-right/ lefty cycle? Honestly, Vosh is literally evil. He literally is evil.
He's evil and stupid. He's both, but yes.
No, I don't think he's. I don't think he's stupid. By the way, that looks like the Santa Cruz Beach boardwalk almost, right there. I'm just, man, look at all the. Why doesn't anybody get a fucking just? Where are the Minutemen at? If you know what I mean.
Well, there's a problem
LARPing?
with that. If not, well, there is LARPing too. But if you actually go to those stakes, then once that starts, it doesn't stop until somebody's a victor. So for the mandates, like they're not going to last because they can't. All the critical infrastructure is just not going to be staffed. So, like when the hospitals in Indianapolis are draining staff because they're going with the mandate, even though our AG has said no. Like he said, hard no to the mandate here. More so than our governor. Our governor's a rhino, but he's also a coward and easily bullied in the policies we like. So, but
that's what you have to do sometimes, right?
Oh, he pushed the candidate that was going to primary him out, like the RNC here, like the Republican Party here, pushed the guy that was going to try to primary out of the primary, so he ran unopposed. But this is his last year as governor, and then he's going to join the proud tradition of Indiana politicians, where they fade into the background and we never see them again. Because here's the thing about Indiana: we always hate our governors, no matter who they are. We just hate them lesser. We just hate them less or more, depending on how well they did.
That is good. I mean, honestly, like Smith and Wesson, what do they have to offer in terms of rifles? That's what I want to know, because I'm more of a rifle guy at this point. I like to do the gunslinging. DCD says Vosh is just a compulsive liar. He is because he expects nobody to fact check him. Well, and to be honest with you, I don't like his. I mean, I don't like his pink.
Or he legit.
I don't like how pink he is.
Or he just legit falls for it. I mean, a lot of these lifties, they circulate their own propaganda amongst themselves and believe it too. So.
I mean, this is a guy who doesn't believe any of the things he says, and one of the worst things that ever happened to him is what he believes actually happening, because he makes a living selling nonsense to people.
Isn't he also rich?
Oh, yeah.
Like fucking loaded. He lives in Beverly Hills.
He did. His parents are from Beverly Hills.
So he's probably got like a Ferrari in his garage. Okay, good enough.
Yeah. No, seriously, yeah, that's basically what's going on. I mean, I want a Ferrari. I mean, if I could get my income, and I can get, keep the income that I have right now, head over to Arizona, I will build a place. I will build my own place. I will build a fucking paradise in the middle of the desert. I could do it. We'll make Dubai look like fucking like shit,
My inner car guy has to come out here. You don't want a Ferrari. You don't. Everybody thinks they want a Ferrari, but a Ferrari is literally a race car that's meant to keep running for maybe 20, 48 hours at most, and then it spills its guts all over the floor. Like a common thing with Ferraris is they just burst into flame and burn to the ground. You don't want them. They're not practical at all.
Right. What I want is I want to get a freaking I want a freaking was a Dodge Challenger, I think it's called. I want a Dodge Challenger. I want one of those big old fat fucking Challengers. Have my little guitar case with a bunch of all my guns and shit in the back, and then just have that in the back. Fucking drive everywhere I go and just live the fucking dream. Just freaking live like a freaking prince basically. And I would love to do it, and I could do it. Because I'll be frank with you, I have a skill set that actually does function. It helps me get ahead. I just don't know if I have the language ability to express my skill set. Lexus is the king of cars. I don't know about that. I mean, honestly, I'm not interested in Lexus. I'm not interested in what I want is I want either I want a muscle car. I know my next car is going to be a muscle car, given the fact of where I'm going. Because once you have a fucking Prius, and this Prius, I'm going to hold on to it regardless. I'm going to have two cars. One's my commute car. One's going to be my recreational vehicle, as they'd say in America, not non-Soviet commie land.
I was kind of curious, and so I looked up Vosh's Patreon. He makes about $1,885 a month.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good chunk of change.
Mm-hmm. And that doesn't include his like super chats and other other forms of income.
Yeah, good evening, Media Hits. Welcome. Christian says Trump literally did nothing about social media, allowed COVID tyranny to start, and didn't do nearly enough to push the country rightward. Again, I was expecting Trump to do everything during his second year. His second year term. That was banking on his second year. That never happened.
A couple of things to remember about Trump is, he's a boomer. I don't know why everybody expects the one boomer that they voted for to not be a boomer, but he was a boomer. And two, Trump is not a conservative or even right-wing. He is a Democrat from 20 years ago who now looks right-wing because he doesn't want to murder babies and wants a functional country.
Bingo.
Yeah.
He's not right-wing. I don't understand why people forget this, but no, he's pro-gun control. He just wants you to be allowed to own some guns. He doesn't think that they should all be banned. He wants a functional economy with money backed by a functional economy. He wants there to be a border and doesn't want to murder very clearly children in the womb or immediately after, like the left wants to do now. So, yeah.
I think Matt Forney, this is the decade we all get rich. Are you sure?
I mean, there'll be lots of zeros. There'll be lots of zeros in your bank account. A loaf of bread will cost several zeros, but yeah, sure.
No, but I will say this. If I do manage to keep the car and it's just whatever, and I get $5,000, I'm going to buy that fucking off-road Prius. I'm going to turn that. I mean, it's totaled. It's basically whatever the fuck I want at this point. I can't sell it for shit. It doesn't mean anything. I might as well make it my own at this point. Make it my little fucking, not dune buggy. The fuck is it? Make it a fucking, make it something that could last, like a weapon that, not a car that could fucking, last the apocalypse. I don't know.
Matt brings up that Trump wasn't a dictator and regulating social media was a purview of Congress. This is true, although he could have issued an executive order clarifying 230 since Google and a lot of big tech platforms act as a publisher, but they still enjoy 230 protections. And so they're getting it both ways. And he could have at least issued a clarification that says you have to define yourself as one or the other and play by the rules, which now they're doing. Although Google is acting like they're worried about being sued, that's why they're doing certain things now, like on live streams and stuff. There's a lot more extra stringent rules now because they're worried about being sued and held liable as a publisher. So,
yeah, man. I mean, honestly, if I get out of here, like Matt Forney says, speak for yourself. My net worth has tripled in the past. Well, Matt, you own your own business and you're not in California. And at the same time, I don't know where you're standing at, but you make it.
Last I heard, he was in Mexico. Lucky to live there. Well, in most of it, there are places that are just as expensive or more. There's some pretty nice places in Mexico. A lot of people think it's like all shanty towns. Well, there's some really nice places in Mexico with even lower crime. But I don't know where he is.
No, but like I've gone ahead a lot in this whole crypto game. Like, honestly, I was thinking about ditching crypto simply because I didn't want to be taxed. I don't want to be taxed anymore. And I know that Biden's going to come for crypto. I know he's going to come for, like, again, I like crypto. I'm a big proponent of it, but at the same time, they're going to go after everything we have. And I'd rather be with Arizona. I'd rather fight with Luke, my brother, and fucking Razor Fist. Why do I keep putting Razor Fist in the fucking pillar? I keep thinking he's going to be a fucking warrior or some shit like that. Like, going to get the fucking D&D adventuring party together again.
You're just going to, what you're going to do is you're going to find out where he lives. You're going to show up with a big burlap sack and some rope, and you're going to kidnap him and force him to join your party. That's just what it's going to do.
You want to join our club? You
don't get a choice.
No, but like, it's time for me to leave. There's nothing else I could do. I can't save. He's in Guadalajara. which is awesome. Let's see. Trump, aka American Mafia. You know, I don't know about that. I don't think there is such thing as an American Mafia. That's kind of an oxymoron because none of the mafiosos actually see themselves as American. They see themselves as Italian, Sicilian, Irish, Mexican. They never see themselves as American, except for their civilian life. Yep.
I can
All I
tell
know
you
is
right
that
now. Finish your statement. Nothing. Where were we thinking? What were we thinking?
you could tell me right now.
This winter is going to be the time to cash out crypto. If that infrastructure bill, which is stalled out currently, subject to change, goes through, I would say yeah, because it's going to make it to where it's not feasible unless you're like a corporation to use crypto. Unless you're using a type of crypto that is totally untraceable and anonymous, wink, wink. But I would never suggest doing that.
So not like fucking, was it Ethereum or freaking Bitcoin or what have you?
Yeah. Well, Bitcoin's totally trackable. If they have your wallet address, like ping to you, they can track it all. It's not what people think it is. It's just the first.
Armored Ghost is being fucking vicious tonight. Go on.
Dash Rogue, can you get your avocado fixed in Arizona? You can get avocados in Indiana. I'm sure he can get his avocados in toast.
Yeah. I don't even like avocados, to be frank with you. I mean, they're okay, but I mean, again, you have to understand, I'm the oddball out here. I'm not the one of these. When I was working at Apple, we talked about going to Coachella, but I never got to go to Coachella. Okay. I'm hearing, like, I will say this. Actually, this is actually a funny thing I wanted to talk about, actually. We were talking with my coworkers at work, and apparently one of the boomer knows what a furry is. He's not a furry. He just knows what, like,
how do you know, Dashing?
because he just name dropped. I said, hang on, how the fuck do you know what a furry is? It makes no sense. No, but like apparently there are some executives like who go over to Burning Man, and I think Arizona is where Burning Man takes place, right? And there are people who go there, and they are furries, and they work for the company I work for. I'm not going to say where I work, but I'm going to let you know that there are people, and people, I don't think they do these type of shit, but it's mostly the rich and famous and the powerful, the people from Los Altos. And by the way, when Tucker Carlson starts calling out Los Altos, we know shit's up. Because Los Altos is basically like the most snobby of the snob. Like we talk about fucking people in San Francisco. Los Altos is where all the fucking snobs are. That's where the hipsters are. Okay.
I mean, I just assumed all Californians were snobs, but go on. No.
Like there's some who legitimately want to get their shit in order. There's some like myself who, again, I don't blend in. I never liked the same music that people liked. I never got along with anybody in high school, and I just basically was the oddball out. And I think it's interesting enough for me to get out. It's like I was born Californian, but to borrow the whole notion, Burning Man's in Nevada. Okay, cool, awesome. I'm staying away from Nevada. No wonder.
Burning Man, isn't that in the desert, right?
It is.
So why would I assume the furries are not dressed up because they'd like suffocate and burn?
Holy shit. They would burn to death.
No, the hippies didn't start the furry shit. Actually, the weebs did that because it comes from Japan. There's a documentary on YouTube, Down the Rabbit Hole. It goes into all of that crap. Yeah, the weebs were the ones that brought it over. They used to be more or less the same fandom, and then they split. Like way back in the days of pirated VHSs.
Jeez, back.
So next time you hear someone bitch about, just blame the weebs and the Japanese, or just blame the Japanese. It's their fault.
It always has been and always will be, as far as I'm concerned.
It's their revenge for dropping the bombs on them.
Yep. I mean, honestly, I was looking into this apocalyptic fiction. I believe it's called. It's apocalyptic fiction with the context of what's it called? Anime. It's like there's Japan and the notion of apocalyptic fiction. There's actually let's see if I can find it here. Give me 1 second. Basically, what it was a video and a documentary talking about how Japan's notion of apocalyptic fiction has shaped its culture, and it's been shaped by the cultural zeitgeist. So like the notion of why Evangelion came out when it came out and how it was affecting the Japanese subconscious, things like that I was looking into. And I'll be frank with you, a lot of what we're dealing with now, I say that I'm in a survival game at this point. Like that's how a lot of Japanese saw themselves. There's Sekai-Kei, and there's different types of genres and whatnot. I was looking into that, and I honestly want to watch Evangelion before this is all over. I know that before Biden leaves, I want to watch Evangelion. That's what I want to watch Evangelion, and I want to watch it with Luke or you or Wolf or even my brother if he wants to watch it with me, because I've never seen Evangelion, never in my life. I know there was a guy from my high school who loved fucking Evangelion when it came out. This is back in the early 2000s. I never seen it.
I haven't seen it either. I've just seen it referenced. I've never actually watched it.
It doesn't make sense.
I know that.
Yeah, you have to watch those videos that summarize it for you to make sense of it.
I'm in an anime club with some friends. I'm a filthy casual, though. I'll just have one of them explain it.
I don't know what's to explain. I mean, honestly, from what I understand, it basically is like the Spec Ops: The Line when it comes to like its gameplay up into the point where they start being meta. If that makes any sense. So like it's basically they end on a it's a Gygax ending, right? Nothing makes sense. Everything we know up to this point doesn't really matter, and the ending is supposed to be standalone from the actual work. It's like what was it? Kill la Kill is another example. Kill la Kill is basically what they're basically fighting against the school, and then eventually they fight against the very concept of clothing or something like that.
I've been told it's a parody, which makes sense to me, but at the same time, it may have just been a show that just wanted to have fun. Who knows? Yeah,
well, Kill la Kill effectively has a happier status quo ending, whereas Evangelion has no real ending, sort of. Unless what I assume about the ending actually carries on, but I don't know. That's just speculation.
I don't know. Let's see. One of my oldest OG furries is a guy named Roque. I'm not gonna say his name out there. He ain't a fan of the most modern furries. Yeah, most modern furries, like there's the aesthetic of wanting to have humanoid characters, like the fucking Gadget. There's a Gadget from fucking Rescue Rangers, Luke. Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
What's that?
The little mouse girl from fucking Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
You mean the one that's got a cult in Russia?
There's a cult around that fucking thing? No, tell me about this.
I think they're in Russia. I may be getting the details wrong because I didn't look deep into this. I'm not as schooled on the ways of furries as Holy Mystic is apparently. But there is a legit cult that worships the character Gadget from Rescue Rangers.
Okay.
I'm not making this up. It is an actual religious order.
Wow.
Okay. Well, given my fucking my constant looking into the occult and shit like that with the fucking Russians and who, we're not gonna say his name, but I've actually seen a couple of Russian models dressed as the Gadget chick, just casually, right? Russian like Insta thoughts. But now that kind of makes me wonder. I'm gonna have to look into this. We might actually do an in search of that. We might do like a unsolved mysteries sort of thing.
Oh no, they have they have tiki torches.
Oh no. In the comments about the spirit animal stuff, no, that's not really related. That's more just new age shit. Like with spiritual animal, with your spirit animal and beliefs that follow that, it's not really a part of you. It's just kind of like a guide kind of deal if you believe in that stuff.
My God!
There you go. Yeah, I was telling you about this. Is real. It's not like a parody or anything. It's like a legit cult.
I actually want to look into this because this is something we have to look into. Because I know that the shock of introduction to capitalism from the fucking Soviet bloc countries kind of fucked with people's minds. But who would think that Gadget is something worth worshiping? She's not exactly. She's not real for one. She's a cartoon character.
She's a fictional character. I don't get it. Most modern furries are far less. Yeah, absolutely. Zoomers, millennials, there is also a vague animalism to the artifacts of people, blah, 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 blah. And then Matt Forney says pedos are pedos. I don't know.
They are. Some of them are. Some of them are.
Yeah. I know a few, but like one I met through gun forums, believe it or not. Of course, I should know better because I lurk on K, and there's a lot of furries on K. I don't know why.
Because it's 4chan, dude. Like that's like the asshole of the internet. Remember that. People forget. People forget.
K is a magical place, and not for the faint of heart. Don't go there.
I go there.
Oh, so you've already read some of this stuff. Never mind.
I just go for the pictures. I hate to say it. I go for the pictures and I go for ideas. Actually, critical question.
Denny's versus IHOP. What do you say?
Denny's any fucking day. And Denny's because they actually have selection. And IHOP, I've been there like a few times, but I've actually liked Denny's. I grew up, I was a Denny's
Holy
guy.
mistake.
Bob's
I know
Big Boy.
groups of Christian furries. They are not that bad. Well, okay. I've heard that's a thing too. We're not going to continue down this rabbit hole. We've had enough of it for today. So let's pull.
I gotta actually do some reconnaissance.
Yeah, there's a cult. There's a cult that worships Gadget. Why? Why?
Her charming personality.
There must be porn out there with this mask. I'm sorry, Media Hits. You've not been on the internet that long. There's porn of everything.
Indeed. Okay, so
just the most out there concept.
This is something.
Porn of it. Let's move on.
So apparently the boys are back in town. Have you seen this, Luke? Have you seen this information? Did you see the feds? The feds.
Oh,
the Fed boys are back in town.
The feds caught the Fed and got the Fed with the Fed.
No, like, let me just say this: when I was still young and I was still new to the whole right wing, the dissident right circles, I guess I'm dissident right because I'm not on SJW. I guess that's how that works now. I guess, but basically, these people are. When they first started talking about feds, I thought they were paranoid. Now I'm not so sure. I mean, look at how they work. Look at their arms. Their arms are always like really close so they can quick draw their gun. Like there's like you could tell just by the way they dress. In some cases, I mean, this, you know, what was it? Steal the Look, right? Steal the Look. Let's see if I can find it here. See if I have the other link. You could steal this guy's look. Give me 1 second. Here you go. But like seriously, these people, they didn't even try in this regard. They didn't even try. They all have the same look. They all have the same glasses. They all have the same, hairstyle. And I'm wondering to myself, how much of this is being groomed by the feds? Like we knew that, like during Gamergate, when I think it was Donald Trump's original part of the presidency, we found out they had like a mimetic warfare center. How much of our styles and taste of what is considered right wing and dissident right is being groomed by the feds?
Well, if you look at these guys, they have a very particular dress code, very similar to a political movement that exploded and whimpered out within a few years, and now is ruining unmoderated Telegram groups, and that might be related. Just gonna point that out there.
And not to mention, they do look like police officers. They do. I mean, the guy at the fucking, I guess, the Terminator look in his eye, the little white thing in his eye, like he's the Terminator. Which, by the way, turn that red, Luke. Turn that red, because he looks like the fucking Terminator. He does. Then the guy in the stripes, he looks like a fucking cop. He looks like somebody who'd be a security guard. They look like fucking security. They look like cops. Like they look like somebody who I'd meet at the academy. Fucking A. But apparently these guys were there. And I'm at the point where anybody who actually wants to go down to these events now, you're an idiot. Don't do it. Don't show up.
Nobody I knew and nobody they knew about this event. Literally nobody knew about this event. I don't think there was hardly anybody there that showed up organically to this thing. It may have just been all feds and cops and like DNC people. Because literally, I didn't hear about it until like the day before it happened when they started putting out their warnings about it. They're like, "Oh, far right event, terror threats." Like literally, that's when I heard about it. Like, I don't know if the FBI knows this, but you actually have to get like people to come to your event in order to trap them. I mean, you did arrest one of your own guys, though, so I will give you some, gold star for effort, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Honestly, when they start growing out their hair, like, let me just say this, they can't do it. Like, because the dress code and the agency's policies that the police would have, like, if I just went up to him and said, taser, gun, and I know that's, like, you don't do that to cops, right? But if he does it, he's immediately going to instinctively move his hand to where his gun would be.
Well, I know that undercover agents
that's how you get killed.
grow their hair out, so they don't have the short hair necessarily. Actually, one of the podcasts I watched, they have an ex-ATF agent, and he was undercover, and the guy has like a lazy eye, and his hair's all wild and stuff, and he's like a skinny redneck-looking dude. But he was an undercover ATF agent back when, the ATF actually worried about criminals and not the average day citizen. But, yeah, so the undercover guys, they don't necessarily look like what you're expecting. But all those guys look like FBI. All those guys look like FBI agents. In fact, when I was working my internship, one of the guys that wanted to go into the FBI looked like that. So
I don't know.
I'm not saying they grow them in pods, but they look like they grow them in pods.
Yeah, they do it. I mean, that and like certain names like Garcia. I've seen more Garcias as police officers. It's getting to the point where like every other fucking TV show, they have a Garcia as a police officer. I don't know what it is. It's like George being the farmer George, or Farmer Tom, or Pastor Tom. Tom's actually a pastor name. But yeah, I mean, it's punch them in the face, break their glasses, then dip them and go for a ground pound. Okay, it's your funeral, bro. It's your fucking funeral.
Straight to jail, then sure.
Go straight to jail. Do not collect $250. Do not do it. Like, seriously, stay away from these people. I would not trust these people at all.
Even if they weren't feds, you'd still go. Don't do that.
No, don't do that. Don't. By all means, don't fucking do that.
I do like that the only guy arrested was an undercover agent of some kind. Maybe regular police or FBI. They didn't know who. But yeah, that was the only guy that got arrested in this whole thing.
Oh, that's what this reminds. Oh, yeah, that's what this reminds you of. This old cartoon right here. Remember this one?
Hmm. Let me see.
Take Back Our Future, a message from the alt-right. It won't load.
Shit.
But yeah, all the main characters are all dressed like this. It's like supposed to be like a. This was back when way before Charlottesville was even an idea, or even Richard Spencer was a thing. Someone decided to make a little cartoon like stereotyping or even glorifying what the quote-unquote alt-right was. And the main characters look like this. Except they have a swastika on their tattoo.
I remember around the Charlottesville thing, when Alex, the guy we're not allowed to talk about that's usually right about things, Gay Frogman, he did an interview with Spencer, and he's like, I don't know, man, you act like somebody that might be connected to the feds. Are you a Fed asset? I guess he was right.
Well, he is an asset. I mean, how many fucking, I talk about the fucking occultists and Satanists and all that shit. Like, again, every fucking time it's getting to the point where every one of these people who are in this shady occult shit, they turn out to be feds. The fucking Order of Nine Angles, the fucking Adam Waffen, fucking Richard Spencer, Fed, every last fucking one of them. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because, LaVey was a fucking carny and they learned how to bullshit people in carnivals. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe the fucking carnival is the fucking training course at the end of the day for Quantico. I don't know. But honestly, I'm
all the way down.
Here it
maybe.
is.
Shit. What is it?
Well, I guess you won't see it for another couple seconds.
Oh, high school. LGBT. Oh, this. Oh, yeah. This is what I was thinking of. Yeah, there it is. It is them, isn't it? Stay in the closet. Turn them into trad cats. Jesus Christ.
And of course, here's the open border joke.
This creature. And of course it's the fucking oh boy. I don't fucking know. That is get the hell out of here. Oh fuck you, Shinji. Get the robot. No, but no, like honestly
This is just the most
yeah.
This is like the most banned cartoon on YouTube, isn't it? That's what it was trending for as a while.
These people are fucking idiots. Like, don't get me wrong. I need to work out, and I am working out. I'm basically on a regimen of just eating eggs at this point. Just eating a bunch of fucking eggs, and then hopefully, oh yeah, get that fucking guy from They Live, because this totally now fucking looks like a Fed op, because they have to get the Rodney Piper. Yeah, there's Rodney Piper, the guy from The Live. There you go. And of course, he becomes fucking Goku. This point,
but there's a weird thing at the very end. Watch, it's like the logo of the company that made this. Watch what happens. Like, wait,
Vice City.
Right, see what it was, and then all of a sudden the logo pops up.
What logo?
Right about
Take back
our future, and then I start seeing then.
Come on, what is it? Okay.
Two Dads TV.
Jesus. Yeah, this is all gay shit. Some big gay op. That's what that is.
Maybe it's a parody, I say, giving it the best chance it has. I don't know.
Maybe it is. I don't fucking know. I mean, it comes off. But all I know is that I gotta fucking, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. This place is killing me. This place is killing me. At the same time, there's no chicks here. The chicks who are here, like, they don't want to get on with their lives. They're still living with their fucking parents. I'm the only one who managed to rise out of this crap. I mean, my friend, he lives in his own place. He doesn't afford it himself. His mommy and dad are keeping him alive. And I guarantee you, what's going to happen is the next fucking culling, economic culling, because that's what we're going to call it now. It's a fucking culling event. They're going to go because when his mommy and daddy can't afford it to pay his rent, he's done. He's going to have to move back into mommy and daddy's place. And he's going to be at, 30 or 40 at this point. No, he's going to be at his 30s. Still working at Safeway. Fucking dick. No, but let's see what... Yeah, Rowdy Piper. That guy. That they were ripping that off. I mean, that was a dead giveaway. The fact they brought Rowdy Piper in there is a dead giveaway. Let's see. That's a scrap name. Okay, like a little fucking gangbanger. Holy shit. And they thought I was a Chaos Warrior. Let's see. I'll catch them slip and lip and dick. Jesus Christ, kid. Learn to spell. If you're going to insult someone, fucking let them... Make sure they can read it. Or what is this, Luke? What's this? What do you got here? What do we got from fucking Razor Fist?
Los Angeles, mired as they are in their the denizens of New York, and particularly Los Angeles, mired as they are in their trans-Pacific pretense, game themselves into believing the entire country's philosophy and worldview conforms to that found in L.A. Spoiler alert, Cody brah. We don't. Not only does the world outside of L.A. not think like L.A., if we're being perfectly honest, we don't even particularly care for it. From your polluted air to your increasingly shitty movies, to the dishwater blonde supercilious slags that pass through your hopelessly polluted landmass on the biomimetic slip and slide from preschool to porn, to the fact that there aren't 4 available inches on the entire Californian expanse that aren't racked by earthquakes on an hourly basis, or the fact that half your economy is funneled into the elections of neighboring states so you can supplant rightfully elected conservative officials and metastasize your pseudo-socialist electoral tumor in states that want not a fucking thing to do with you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm voting red no matter what. It doesn't matter at this point. And people are going to be skeptical, but I'll tell you this, I will make it. Rugged individualism is what's going to get me out of this. And if I have to sell stuff, guess what? I'm wealthy enough to say, Luke, I can't pay your down payment, but here, take my watch, my Apple Watch. It's selling your... Yeah.
Yeah, shame I have no use for an Apple Watch.
Well, you could always sell it. I mean, I have the ability to sell collateral, but at this point, I just got to get the hell out. I mean, they're already making me wear a mask at my work. They're making me wear a mask at this fucking hotel. I mean, they're going to fucking eventually force vaccination. And when that happens, I'm getting out. If they fucking do a lockdown, I'm getting out. I'm leaving.
I don't think they're going to do a lockdown. I think they're just going to start restricting movement for the unvaccinated. That seems to be the play card now.
Yep, and if that happens, I'm marching directly to the fucking border.
Yeah,
I'm leaving.
I'd put your game plan together and see about moving. And Luke's already offered you a couch to sleep on, at least until somebody
Yep.
else fills that couch by the sounds of it.
Yep. So, Luke, any final thoughts?
Just one thing to finish off what we started with.
Yep.
You just play this right.
So this is how liberty dies. With thunderous applause.
No, but like Star Wars, I'm gonna be heading into the desert with a guy named Luke, and I'm hopefully to fight the evil galactic empire. And so, yeah, final thoughts from you, Wolf?
The commies are going to commie. Focus more on what you believe. Get that nailed down. And then figure a way to communicate that to people around you and offer an alternative to the communism. Like,
Right on.
We mentioned he who shall not be named earlier in this podcast. I think part of what made him so effective was that he could do that before he went nuts and disavowed everything he ever said. So that's an interesting rabbit hole I wish we could talk about, but we can't. I think the money for copyright claims is dried up. But, my problem with the right is they don't really know what they believe anymore. I mean, I know what I believe in, but a lot of people, if you ask them, they can't tell you other than they're not the left, and we need to be more than just the guys that aren't the left. We need to be something and stand for something.
I agree. All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care of one another. Be good to one another. Remember, saving the West is a side quest. I will start my journey to march to the promised land of Arizona. And this is a Digital Renegade podcast.